The fairest sounding rule in your relationship is quietly turning one of you into the poor one. You split everything down the middle: rent, groceries, the electric bill, 50-50, right down to the penny. It feels grown up. It feels fair. Nobody owes anybody. Clean. Except it isn't fair. It just looks fair. And there's a piece of math I'm going to show you in a minute that proves one of you is getting quietly poorer every single month, while you both think you're being perfectly equal. Here's the uncomfortable part. The more in love you are, the less you notice it happening. Because you're not keeping score. You're being fair. That's the trap. So by the end of this, you're going to understand why equal and fair are two completely different things, and why the couples who actually build wealth together stopped splitting 50-50 a long time ago. Stay with me. This one changes marriages. Let's be honest about why 50-50 is so popular. It's easy. There's no awkward conversation, no comparing paychecks, no one feels like they're being carried, and no one feels like they're carrying. You each throw in half, you shake hands, you go watch TV. Fair is fair. And look, if you both make roughly the same money, 50-50 is genuinely fine. Great, even. Keep doing it. This video isn't for you. But here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. Almost no couple makes exactly the same money. One of you earns more, maybe a little, maybe a lot. And the second that's true, split it down the middle, stops being fair, and starts being a slow leak in one person's bank account. You just can't see the leak, because the bill is equal. The pain of paying it is not. And that gap between an equal bill and unequal pain is the entire problem. Let me show you exactly where it hides. Okay, meet our couple. Totally made up, totally normal. One of them takes home $3,000 a month. The other takes home $6,000. One earns twice as much. Happens constantly. Different jobs, different careers, nobody's fault. Their shared bills, rent, food, utilities, all of it, come to $4,000 a month. So being fair, being grown-ups, they split it 50-50, $2,000 each. Now watch what that actually does. The one earning $6,000 pays their $2,000 and has $4,000 left over. Breathing room, savings, dinners out, a little freedom. The one earning $3,000 pays the same $2,000 and has $1,000 left for everything: gas, phone, clothes, emergencies, any kind of life at all. Same bill. One of them keeps $4,000, the other keeps $1,000. And here's the number that should stop you cold. The lower earner just spent 2/3 of their entire paycheck on shared bills. The higher earner spent 1/3. That's not equal. That's one person paying double the price in real pain for the exact same apartment. 50-50 on the bill became roughly 70-30 on the suffering. Every month. Quietly. But if the math is this obvious, why does almost every couple still do it this way? Why does it feel so wrong to do anything else? Hold that. Because the answer is more emotional than financial. And it's the real reason this rule survives. Here's the idea that untangles the whole thing. Equal and fair are not the same word. Equal means everyone does the identical thing. Same number, same amount. Fair means everyone contributes in a way that actually lands the same on their life. Quick picture. Two people go to lift weights. Equal says, give them both the same 100-pound bar. Sounds fair, right? But one of them benches 300 and the other has never lifted in their life. Same bar. For one, it's a warm-up. For the other, it's a trip to the emergency room. Equal weight, wildly unfair result. Money works exactly the same way. A $2,000 bill is a warm-up for the $6,000 earner and a crushing load for the $3,000 earner. The number is identical. The weight on their life is not even close. So real fairness in a relationship isn't about matching numbers. It's about matching effort. Where each person feels the bills, about the same amount. And there's a clean, non-awkward way to actually do that. It's one sentence long, and once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Here's the whole fix in one sentence. Don't split the bills equally. Split them proportionally. Instead of, we each pay half, it's, we each pay the same percentage of what we earn. That's it. That's the entire upgrade. Let's run our couple through it. Together, they bring home $9,000 a month. Their bills are $4,000. So the bills eat about 44% of their combined income. Fine. So each person pays 44% of their own paycheck. The 6,000 earner pays around 2,600. The 3,000 earner pays around 1,300. Now look what happened. They both have about 56% of their paycheck left for their own life. The exact same breathing room. The exact same freedom. Nobody's secretly drowning. Nobody's secretly cruising. The higher earner pays more dollars, but not more pain. And that's the point. The bill finally lands equally on both lives, even though the numbers are different. You matched the effort instead of matching the receipt. Same apartment, same fridge, same Netflix. Two people who both feel like partners instead of one silent sponsor and one silent passenger. It costs you one honest conversation and a calculator. That's the whole price. But, and this is the part people trip on, if this is so much fairer, why does even suggesting it feel like starting a fight? Why does it feel almost insulting? That resistance is the real reason 50-50 refuses to die. Let's name it. Time to pay off that loop. 50-50 isn't really about fairness. It's about fear. 3 of them. Fear number 1, the awkward conversation. Splitting by percentage means saying your income out loud, comparing paychecks. And for a lot of couples, talking about money feels more intimate than talking about literally anything else. So 50-50 is the dodge. It lets you skip the conversation. It's not fair. It's just quiet. Fear number 2, independence. A lot of people, especially the lower earner, ironically, insist on 50-50 precisely because they don't want to feel dependent. I pay my own way. It's pride, and it's a good instinct. But paying your own way into an empty bank account every month isn't independence. It's just a more expensive way to feel proud. Fear number 3. And this is the sneaky one. The higher earner sometimes likes 50-50, not out of malice. It just quietly works out in their favor, and let's just be fair and split it is a very comfortable thing to say when the split happens, to leave you with $4,000 and your partner with 1. None of this makes anyone a villain. It makes them human. But once you see that 50-50 is protecting a fear instead of protecting the relationship, the calculator starts looking a lot more romantic than the handshake ever did. So what do the couples who actually build something together do? Because it's not just the percentage trick. That's step 1. Here's the rest, quick. They treat the household like a team, not 2 roommates with a shared lease. On a team, you don't ask, did I personally pay for exactly half the ball? You ask, did the team win? The money going into shared life is the team's money, working toward the team's goals. They split the bills by percentage, so the effort's equal. Then, and this is the big one, they invest together, also by percentage. The surplus doesn't just sit in 2 separate accounts feeling independent. It goes to work, a shared investment, a joint asset, the thing that actually grows. 2 incomes pointed at one target grow a lot faster than 2 incomes quietly guarding their own corners. And they keep a little just-for-me money too, a personal amount each, no questions asked. Because teamwork without a little autonomy turns into resentment. The percentage split funds the team. The personal slice keeps the peace. That's the whole model. Split fair, not equal. Invest together, not apart. Keep a little, that's just yours. Simple enough to start this weekend. So let's go back to that clean, grown-up handshake at the start. 50-50 felt like fairness. But now you can see it for what it usually is. An equal bill hiding an unequal life, where one person quietly keeps 4,000 and the other quietly keeps 1. And you both smile because the receipt looked even. Equal was never the goal. Fair was. And fair means the bills land the same on both of you. Same effort, same breathing room, same shot at building something. That's a percentage, not a half. That's a team, not a ledger. The strongest couples aren't the ones who split everything down the middle. They're the ones who stopped keeping the middle at all and started building the same thing together. Split fair. Build as a team. That's how the money and the relationship start to make sense.